Jeff has something a little bit different for us today. Something a little older. What do you have?
Well, you know, it gets out. I get really tired of all of the new polymer. You know, it gets old. Like in our last video, did a revolver. Uh, Everything that's coming out now has just gotten boring. It all looks alike. Well, that doesn't look like anything else we've done. It's a CZ52. It is chambered in 7.62 by 2.5 Tokarov, and this was developed in 1952 for the Czech military. They made around 200,000 of these guns. Although you see them quite a bit, you'd think 200,000, you know, but yeah, 200,000 of these were made for the Czech military, and they served up until into the 80s when they developed the CZ, I think 82, I believe is what it was, in 9x18 Makarov. It's a neat gun. It's pretty unique for a pistol because it has something in common with an HK rifle. It's got a roller delayed blowback system, and most people wouldn't quite understand what that means, but after we take this sucker apart, right in here, that area right there, those are rollers, and those rollers come unlocked when this piece goes back and forth, and that lets this system, you know, as far as the barrel and this recoil spring, recoil back and forth and let this slide go back and forth with the blowback. Let me show you something. I have a handy dandy Allen wrench because that seems to be the only thing that really helps you do anything. It has this little hole right here, right there, but this piece right here will kind of allow me to pull this down, and you can kind of see those rollers. I don't know if you can see it or not. See if we can get it there. Those rollers will lock and unlock, and that's kind of a neat system for a handgun. No one had done that before. You see gas delayed blowback systems and direct blowback systems, and different ways that barrels link, like a 1911 or a just a tilt lock design, which is also a Browning design. Both of the 1911 at both. This was just totally different. And of course it was chambered in the 7.62 by 25 Tokarov round, which was developed for a handgun, and you saw in like the PPSH 41 and 43 submachine guns. And really it's kind of a potent round for a gun like this. You wouldn't think that, you know, a 30 caliber round would have much oomph to it, but it zings out.
That's a round that used to be available for, you could buy surplus ammo dirt cheap.
Oh yeah.
In that caliber. And you don't hardly see surplus ammo in 7.62 by 2.5 very much anymore.
No.
And if you do, it's expensive.
Yeah, and most of it was corrosive, and it was submachine gun ammo with very hard primers. It would break these pretty easily, but putting these back together is just really kind of a, well, I say that, it's usually a cinch because it just goes back, and that gun's pretty simple. And it's single action, but it has a decocker on it, which was kind of unusual. And really, it's a very smart idea because you don't have soldiers in the field that, you know, man, I put a round in the chamber. Well, here's your safety. Well, if you take the one more step, even if you have a round in the chamber and the hammer goes down, drops dead, the only thing it has to be to be used would just be drop this down and cock the hammer back. Now, you think, well, that's one more step than a 1911, but I wonder how many guys have slipped off the hammer of a 1911 trying to do that and accidentally fire the gun, or negligently fire the firearm. But with this, you don't have to worry about that. It decocks. So yes, you could take it off safety and then would have to cock the hammer back, but you know, it's a step that a soldier wouldn't have to think about as far as slipping off and boom. So I don't know, maybe it's a little overthought, but I think it's pretty, you know, safe.
What do these normally run? Like if somebody wanted to go buy one, what could they pick one of these up for?
I bought my first one for $65. It's been a long time ago. One of these now, you see them going anywhere from $250 to $350. Depends on the 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 wear of the outside of the gun, this one's in pretty good shape. I had to clean it up quite a bit. Someone had really dipped this thing in frog lube, is what it looked like, and it was just slathered on the inside, and it was just terrible. And my gosh, it cleaned up beautifully. And it's a nice gun, really nice gun. And
yeah, it's a very nice gun for $250 to $300. I mean, it's an affordable entry level type of gun, and you can buy ammunition for it that's not surplus. It's not that hard to find. You can order it online.
Well, these are an 8-round magazine, and this is Privy or Partisan or PPU ammunition, and it's clean, and it's a good looking round, not corrosive, reloadable. It's good stuff. And they have those witness holes in the side of the magazine here, where you can kind of tell how many rounds you had just at a glance. And like I say, it holds 8 rounds. We got us a few rounds of this stuff. We're gonna throw some downrange and see what we can do with it. One thing I didn't cover a while ago is the magazine release on this gun is down here. It doesn't have a button on the frame by the trigger guard or anything like that. So it's, when you load your magazine into the gun, you kind of have to push up on that a little bit, and of course it just captures the magazine down here, and you just pull it out. And it's got that little convenient lanyard loop that no one uses nowadays. But we're gonna put some rounds through this. Whoa! Malfunction here. Let's see what we got. I think I know what I did. I think I hit the safety. Let's find out. That's what it was. And so far, I don't think I'm hitting squat. We'll check clear. And I'll go down and see if I hit anything. Don't know. Can't see it. Too fucking small. Look at the throat. Shooting low right. Nope, shooting low left, I guess. The gun's actually shooting a little bit wild. When I first started shooting, it looked like it was shooting all low and to the left, which it was doing quite drastically. I mean, the sights on this are pretty minuscule. I mean, they're really, really small, even smaller than a 1911 sights. And I've fired many of these, and I've really been accurate with them. This particular one, for some reason, is drastically low and left in firing. I was even trying to compensate for that in shooting or aiming high and right, and still shooting low and left.
Well, if you're shooting low and left, I wonder if I'll be completely off target when I try to shoot it.
Well, chances are, if you were aiming for his heart, you'd take his kneecap out, Terry.
Well, my turn with the CZ. I'll see if I can do any good on the rubber dummy. I was aiming right for the center of the chest and got a few in there. Not sure exactly how many. Let's go take a look.
You shot.
Where at?
I think you shot. Let's see, because that's the one I hit from up here. You hit here, 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 here. Let's see. Which one of those? One of those is yours right there. But you shot pretty good. But you hit over here, then you hit over here. Like there was that one where you had one there and you had one there, like that one and that one. It's weird.
I mean, I hit basically where I was aiming, but I mean,
yeah. You did better than me, you know.
You have underlying issues, though.
This is what I do when Terry's not around.
All right, we got the dummy painted up so that we can start fresh. So
I didn't get one damn speck of paint on me. You call me a dummy now? All right. I have had this incredible flinching problem today because of shooting a gun that had a lot of recoil. As a matter of fact, it injured my hand a little bit and my wrist. So without the excuses being made, I'm going to try to hit a little better with this gun and not blame the gun. It could be the gun. Can't be me.
I don't think it's the gun.
Yeah. Oh. Safety's on, flinch-o-matic. Okay.
Shoot his lights out, Jeff.
Yeah, we'll see if we can do that today. I can find a place to hold on this spring. I think I hit his right eye.
No, you got him right in the throat.
All right, throat. Yeah, I see it now.
Mouth.
In the mouth. Up.
Neck's gone.
There we go. I have the trigger now.
Yeah,
I've got the trigger. Yes, I do. All right. I know where it breaks. I finally figured this damn thing out. When it comes over, you got to be right on it. And I had to come to about right here and just bring it to that point, and it broke over. And now I'm shooting. Finally. It's not the gun. All right. But we'll take a look at it. All right. First shot, then second shot, then I brought it over, and I think I hit here, didn't I?
I believe so.
And then I brought it up and then started doing this number. I finally figured out what I say, where that trigger was breaking over, and finally got her on. It's a kind of a strange trigger compared to what I'm used to in one of these CZ52s. They usually, shoot a little different than that for me. But I've got it shooting now. Pretty.
Probably take a few headshots and see if I can hit it. I got a few on there. Let's go down and see how we did. It looks like actual hits that I got on it. 1, 2, 3. Maybe another one over here, looks like. But not that good. Not as good as you did.
Well, I finally figured out the trigger. And I think that if you kind of found out where that trigger broke over, that you'd be on there too. I had to brace it pretty good. And then when it finally broke over, it started shooting pretty daggone good.
One thing I noticed on this gun not having any kind of a like a real beaver tail or anything back here to protect your hand, I rode up a little bit on it, and the slide got me.
Yeah,
it's not bad. It didn't bleed or anything. It's just a little red mark, little blood blister. But yeah, definitely got to watch that with this gun. All right, Jeff's up the truck. I'm gonna shoot a 25-yard group. Rapid fire, of course. He'll be back down in a few minutes to see that. Jeff's kind of putting things away here. So we're done with the CZ7, or I'm sorry, we're done with the CZ52 for the day. I enjoyed shooting it. I always enjoy shooting anything that's a little bit different, a little new to me. It's been years since I've shot one of those guns. Impressions, thoughts?
Well, I've had several of them, and they usually shoot incredibly well. I mean, almost like a laser beam. They're very, very intuitively, accurate. That one, well, coupled with a sore hand and wrist from shooting, heavier recoiling gun, but that one had a little quirky trigger. But I finally figured it out, and it shot pretty good. And I think, Terry finally figured it out too.
Well, whenever you were up at the truck, I figured it out myself. I backed up to about 25 yards where I'm more comfortable, and I shot a pretty decent 4-round group.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I saw it, and heck, it looked pretty good. I mean, yeah, heck, with my injured hand, it's pretty daggone impressive for what he's been doing so far.
I mean, one basically right in the hole of the previous one.
Oh yeah. I mean, you could chalk it up to luck because, I mean, well, okay, wait a minute, Terry. Were you actually shooting on top of the backstop to hit it in the center? I mean, that's usually the low left.
That's dead center, 25 yards.
Well, you can't beat that. I mean, hell. Goodness. But, well, Terry wins the day for once.
All right, we'll be back with something else here you guys may like. I'm sure we'll find something somebody likes. I think got a Colt coming up in the next video that we'll do.
There you go.
So we'll see you guys on the range.
See ya.